I am Nick Shell, a certified Enneagram coach. You're watching a video to learn the subtypes of a number 2 Enneagram based on this wonderful book that I just recently read and finished called The Honest Enneagram by Sarajane. And if you would like to buy this book off of Amazon, you can click the link right there. If you want to know your Enneagram type for free, it takes about 10 minutes, click right there. Or if you want to be as awesome as I am and get your certification for Enneagram, there's a link for that as well. So let's get to it. After reading this book, I'm convinced, personally, I don't care so much about the dominant wing. For example, I'm an 8-wing 7, but I'm actually very much a 9. My 9 wing is actually, I relate to it more than my 7 wing, but technically I'm an 8-7. That's my personality. But what I realized after learning this book is I care more about the subtypes. I think it's easier to understand someone if you know their subtype more so than the quote their dominant wing. So let's get to it. Enneagram 2, that's what this video is about, the subtypes of a 2. My daughter, who's 6, is absolutely an Enneagram 2, and that's how I learned it, was actually from reading this book. I thought she was a 7, she's a 2. So let's get to it. Let's look at the subtypes of a 2. So the self-preservation type 2, it says they like to be cute or childlike. That's definitely how my daughter has always been. You think, oh, well, all kids are. No, my daughter absolutely is that subtype. The social subtype tries to be powerful and influential, which I know some of those. And then the sexual type, or the one-to-one type, uses flattery and seduction, which I do know one of those as well. So reading this book really helped me put in perspective what a 2 actually looks like, because when you're getting an Enneagram, it's easy to get these stereotypes of what certain types look like. I'm an 8, but you think, why aren't you angry and punching through walls and getting into bar fights? Aren't you the challenger? Aren't you supposed to be angry all the time? In theory, I am, but I channel that in positive ways, I guess, with my dominant 7 wing. But as far as these 3 subtypes, let's check them out together. Self-preservation. This is my daughter. She's the self-preservation subtype of a 2. Cute or childlike behavior. Playful. Wants to be loved just for existing. Pleasure-seeking. Often dependent on others. More guarded than other type 2s. Wants to be close to people but often pushes people away at the same time. Can look like a 4 or 7. And that's when I realized my daughter is not a 7. She looks like one. But fundamentally, this is exactly how she is. And I never realized how dependent she is. Because she's so playful, and it kind of overrides it. I don't notice it, but she is. The social. Now, when I think of this one, I think of my favorite character on The Office, Andy Bernard. I love that character. He was hilarious, but in his own mind, he was this great guy. But often people were laughing at him or actually having pity for him, not laughing with him as he would have probably liked. So social. Subtype of number 2, the helper, is ambitious, influential, focused on serving environments, seeks to be close to those in power, serves others as a method to advance their career status, more aware of their public image, often a leader, can be more introverted than the other 2 types too, and can look like a type 3 or an 8. So if you're familiar with Andy Bernard from The Office, again, my favorite character out of all the characters, always has been, he is actually the social 2, especially the part about focusing on relationships to advance his own career. One of my favorite episodes with him is when he basically just annoyed Michael Scott so much by trying to be his friend. I think that's a prime example. And then lastly, the sexual or the one-to-one subtype would be seductive, flattering, has the hardest time letting go of love that isn't working, seeks a strong bond with someone who will meet this need for them, focuses attention and seduction on particular individuals, sexy, irresistible, and charming. If nothing else, just keep in mind charming. Can look like a 3 or 4. So there you go. There's the subtypes of 2. Hopefully you'll realize by watching the video, I have a 2 in my life. I just didn't realize it because of the subtype. It's not this person who's just weak and needy. Somebody love me. No, they can be quite powerful people. Do you know any 2s? Your comments belong right here.